Hi everyone, good morning. So today I'm finally going to do finishing out the last of the aft cabin. So you wonder what's that got to do with the exhaust, considering this is in the next room. It's in the engine room. So the engine exhaust is going to come into this muffler which is here, and we've already mounted this in its place in previous episodes. I might put a link to that up there. So the exhaust is going to come in here, and then it's going to go across the back of the bulkhead. Will be here for the boat. Engine is here, and the exhaust is going to come back, slope down, and then go out through this wonderful piece of pipe that we got donated and was made specially for us. So in order to do that, I've just loosened all of these. This is movable. It's in part of the design, obviously. So that's going to go to roughly 90 degrees, and then just to kind of picture it, the pipe will go like that, and we have the fuel tank on this side of me. So this is going to go through the bulkhead wall roughly about here, enough just to get the hose on, and it should all, it looks okay in CAD, the distances and everything. By the time that goes in, this should stay pretty close to the wall, maybe about that much. You know, the thickness of the centre of the muffler, that's quite close to the back of the wall. It's all rubber mounted and everything. So I'm going to move this into the boat, sit it roughly where it's supposed to be, and then we can move into the boat, and I can mark up a circle, drop a line on the bulkhead where roughly I'm going to pop it through, check it out. I don't have it on a piece of angle iron that's running up the back, and find those points, and then hopefully plasma cut that bit out, grind it out, tidy it all up, and then I can get the welder in and weld this in place. I'm going to weld it roughly just where it starts to widen out, just here. But remember, in the aft cabin I have full access all the way around to be able to seal it, and I'll get a few tacks on the inside as well. So that's what I'm hoping to do today. So also there, just all those little bits of angle iron. They're the bases that I've made just before the weekend of the bracketry that's going to hold the wastewater tanks in place, and I'll do a little bit more on that later on in the episode. Beautiful sunny day here in Dungarvan. This is my little walk up. I must have done this a million times, and I've probably another couple of million left to go. So I'm actually carrying the exhaust pipe. But down there is a little close up. I was not showing it. That's our other dog. She hasn't replaced Scooby. And in case anyone has seen the boat being green, I've used a clever wheelie bin as a cover, and I have these other covers. We've a load of these around our little town here in Dungarvan. I put some pictures up. I didn't really take video, but we have some lovely stills, and we lit up all the buildings in town for St. Patrick's Day weekend, which has either happened or not happened depending on when this video went out. It was March the 17th, but for the full week we lit up Dungarvan. So a lovely spring kind of day here today. And the farmer that taught me to weld, just in behind that house there, our neighbours, is a farmhouse behind, and his fields at the back. So we're lucky, we still have, you know, there's cows in the fields. They're in up there at the back. I don't know if you can see them just over the edge of the roof. There's some calves or something. But we do get the odd agricultural smell, we call it, when he spreads slurry on the land and everything. And he's certainly done that today, so I can categorically say there's nothing wrong with my sense of smell. I don't have COVID. I can smell this properly. So that's just our little surroundings. So what I'm going to do here is I've just been reaching in there to see where the height of these beams that I'm pointing at here, yeah, I can see it, roughly transfer. So I'm literally just going to do a little sketch, but it needs to be roughly in the middle of this, about 7 inches, it's around there. So it's coming down here. So I'm hoping then to put the centre of the pipe roughly through here. And that still gives me plenty of space here. I need to get a small generator in there. to say that went very smooth. So just perfect. Little tiny bit of grinding there to do just to smoothen that out. Get rid of the dross on the inside. But essentially that's good. And the other thing, so I have my slope down. Can't really see the angle, but it is going down. There's the bubble looked his way off to one side. So I do have a gradual down, and that's kind of lining up more or less straight. So it's a straight line following on. One sec, I'll get the camera out of the way. So it's a straight line there. It slopes down, so it actually travels down, and I'm lined up with it. So that's more or less the shape I need to do. So I'm just going to put a little mark, just a mark or two here, and then I'll clean that off on both sides, but I'll put the mark above it, and I'll put a little mark on the pipe, roughly where I need to line them up. So just to show you from the top, there's the path that I can weld all around. I'll do the main weld will be actually on the other side because it's easier for me. I won't have to move the welder twice, and up onto the top of the exhaust. So on the other side, because we can still look in here, and I've absolutely loads there. Look where that weld line is, that's already 100 millimeters or 4 inches. So I've tons now to get the pipe onto, and plenty high above the floor, and then down onto the U-bend. So I just put that piece of timber there, that bit of floor in there, just to catch the sparks so they weren't landing everywhere. It's an absolutely beautiful day here in Dungarvan, so I'm kind of reluctant to be stuck inside here. So you can see the sun coming in the windows there. The beautiful, beautiful day. So any one of these days now I'm going to be able to get out and actually do some stuff on the outside. So I'm hoping that finally I can finish this aft cabin welding. I have a couple of bits to put in. The exhaust is now through. I'll show you that now in a sec. I'm actually right in front of it. And I have to tidy up a few bits just before I put in the angles that are going to hold the grey water tanks. They're all ready to go, and I'm hoping I can at least get those in. And it's a Friday, so I'm off for the weekend. I didn't get a whole lot done this week, I'll be honest, and I don't even know what episode this piece will go out in, because I'm so far behind on editing with just being busy and other things, and we got a bit of work, so it's all been fairly good. And so I'll just show you now what I've done. So let me just turn the camera and turn the viewfinder. So there we go, the exhaust is now in. Now I can't see in next door, but I can go up over the top of the bulkhead, and we should be looking at the pipe there. But I can't see that now, I'm in the other room, so I think that should be okay. And the other one, which you can just see there in the distance, I've got the fan here blowing some fresh air in at me. That's welded on the inside the whole way around, so that's welded both sides. This one's welded fully on this side and mostly on the other side, not complete, but it is fully welded here. It's absolutely airtight, which is, we don't want any fumes coming from. Plus there's going to be sealants and paints and everything put on it. So my main concern here now is to get these little bits here sorted out. The special little bits of angle iron that I've already made to go in there, I've just air chisel out a little bit of that rusty paint in there, and then I can weld in those bits and I'll call it a day there. So I've spent the day cleaning out this whole bay here all the way across, wall to wall. Took a while because it was all mocked back months ago, long before the tanks ever got built, but now it's just in need of a little freshen up, and it's going to get rust treatment acid, phosphorus acid. And so before I weld or paint anything or treat anything now, I'm going to put in those new pieces to carry those tanks. And also you can just see an extra little piece of angle iron down there. I'll open up this now with this, I'll move this floorboard now in front of us. I'll get the camera in here. And I'm just going to add a little strip to the top of that on both sides as well. It's 1.25 inch angle, so it'll just beef it up a little bit. And it's purely just because I've taken some of the strength here. I'm going to replace that now. You'll see exactly what's going to happen here now shortly with another piece of angle iron that's custom made to go in there, and the same on the other side as well. to call it a night now. There's frame 1 firmly sitting in there, 390 millimeters bang on between them, and the same on the other side. So they're in now, so that's essentially, and you can see the exhaust there. Hi everyone, it's the last day of March. We've spent literally 3 months working in the aft cabin between putting down the floors, converting the frames into complete fuel tanks, which are now done as you've seen. And then I spent the last couple of days completely removing any rust off the original epoxy that we did, so it's all back to smooth. It's going to get painted with a special primer, then it's going to get epoxied to death, and then we're going to put in insulation. So finally the turning point in the aft cabin is today, where I'm going to vacuum it all out, get every scrap of dust out of there, and then I can start painting in the primer. Hopefully we'll fly through it. We'll get plenty. We're in the Easter holidays, so we'll get plenty hands on deck, and you never know who will turn up to help me. So here we are, with the floor is now treated with rust converter, and it's all come up perfect. Tanks are all, that's all brand new steel, so that's all fine and all clean, as you can see. And Darren Adam did an amazing job on prepping the floors ready for primer, which hopefully we'll start later on today. So we're all good here now to start primer and then a load of epoxy. So you can see the tanks have held up perfect inside. With all the work that went on, they're absolutely spotless inside still. So really, really, really happy with the whole thing. So we're looking good. How's it going, guys? Good. Is it hard to get on the inside of the angles, Dara?
It's not that difficult. With the brush, it kind of just fits like that. Straight down. You get most of it, and then Adam does the back with the roller.
So a little update that just took over an hour to do, all up there. I'm doing it by hand, but we're getting there slowly. A little bit done there, and the lads have done a little bit over there. It's very slow. It was Easter Sunday, so we didn't spend a lot of time in here, I'll be honest, but very happy with that. So in future, when we get very good questions on the comments on the YouTube channel, or even on the Facebook pages, the page or the group, if it's something very simple and something that's quite important, we will make a little video. So Dennis, our good friend, asked a simple question, basically of maintaining level inside in the boat, considering it's sitting on a huge frame in what really is mud, technically speaking. So let me just show you how we do it, because we do check the levels from time to time, and especially going forward we will be checking them way more often once we are using levels properly inside in the boat to build out you know, levels for cabins and walls and whatnot. So I'll just show you now. I'll just flip this. So the boat is currently sitting on 8 little points just like this. Excuse the wind. There's another one there, which are technically for scaffolds, and there's another set of them out there. So this 4 each side, and literally we can just turn this screw here, and we have a little tool. It's I'll try and find it now in a second, and each of these can hold rated 4 tons, 4,000 kg, and it allows us to level the boat left to right, up nose down, left to right. And also the beauty of this is for painting purposes. We can drop a pair of them and paint, and then put them back under, and then move on to the next part. So it's quite simple. We've actually, during the summer when we painted the outer part of the hull, with what you're looking at there with just the primer. We actually had it sitting on just four of them at one point. So that's basically the little piece. Just to answer the question to Dennis, because it is mud and it is just ground and cement blocks, and you can see it's just sitting there. So it does change level if we get very bad rain, and we just put it back the way it should be every time. So folks, we'll wrap this video up. Look at the paint on me. Thank you very much for watching. If you have watched to the very end and seen this little bit, we'll be back next week. We're going to paint away here, so we'll film little bits of it, but it won't be a whole lot. And as you can see, it's going to take quite a while to do. And eventually then next week we'll get to epoxy it all. I'm waiting on a special mask to come that'll blow air into me, because you just can't breathe in here whatsoever with the epoxy. And I don't do any more damage to myself. So folks, thank you very much again, and we'll see you soon. Thank you. Bye.